We're all stars now. And the Gnome Show. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? I am Josh. I'm with American Gnome Productions. I have a fairly full schedule for you today, as you can see on screen. It's a nice Sunday, a little bit chilly. They're apparently calling for a fucking frost warning tonight, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be cold again tonight, but hopefully, I don't really care. Like, the weather is what it is. It disturbs me greatly because as you get older, you start to, you notice the patterns in the season, how they've changed. When I was a wee little lad of 5, we had blizzards all the time. It was not all the time, but snow events were significant and commonplace throughout the winter. You had distinct seasons. It's not so much like it's kind of like 2.5, 3 seasons maybe. Like you get like a summer, and then you get a fall winter, and then you get a spring, it's like a fall or a winter, no, like a whispering spring, a winter spring. It's I don't know. It's kind of like blurring into each other a little bit, and I don't know. It's just like there shouldn't have been 70, 80 degree weather days in February. I don't care how nice it felt. It shouldn't be like that. We should have been in the middle of deep freeze, or on the curtailing edge of the freezes. But yeah, whatever. Today, we're going to start with. I also grew up in the era of B movies that were readily available on cable television, and I caught a lot of B movies that Brandon Tenold's channel covers. I've been watching him for a few years now, so we'll check him out first, and that's this guy right here. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at Super Mario Brothers. This is a movie that is near and dear to my heart, even though it's gotten some hate over the years. If you go with the technicalities, then yes, the movie has quite a bit left to be desired. But Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, what's his name? Guy that plays Bowser, who's been in everything. Let's actually look up the IMDb on Mario Brothers. Shite. Let's. Okay, so go and we go to and let's see, Super Mario Bros. IMDb. I'm not sure how I feel about the new Super Mario Brothers movie. Same, it's good. It's good, I guess. If it hits me like Wreck-It Ralph, then okay, I'm good. Okay, So Dennis Hopper, that's the guy. So you've got Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Dennis Hopper, Samantha Mathis, who's been in quite a few films, Fisher Stevens, um, Richard Edson, who's always a character actor and everything, and Fiona Shaw, who is also Miss Dursley from Harry Potter. Let's see. Don't know who Mojo Nixon is. Gianni Russo. Let's see. Lance Henriksen. Lance Henriksen. What? Lance Henriksen was she? Was Lance Henriksen in this movie? What? What? Hold on. No. Okay. When was he? What? Yeah, he was King Koopa. Lance Henriksen was King Bowser. All right. Well, all right. Well, I'll have to fucking what? I don't remember him, Lance Henriksen, but I could be wrong. Some trivia about. No. Yeah, I guess we can't put on some background music while I ramble a little bit about this movie. Let's see. There were some. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the main page. Did you know? Bob Hoskins did not know that the film he was making was based on a game until his son asked him what he was working on. And Hoskins mentioned the film's title. His son immediately was like, "Yo, this is what you're making the movie on." Like, I can respect that. Hell yeah. Like, Dad, don't fuck it up. Goofs, when Spike asks Iggy the square root of 26,481, he answers 191, which is the square root of 36,481. This indicates the actor got the first digit wrong while speaking. So it was just a line goof. After the closing credits, some Japanese businessmen ask Iggy and Spike about appearing in a video game based on the incidents in the movie. Nice. Alternate versions in the Italian release, the ending is cut so Mario and Luigi don't go back to Brooklyn. All right. So that was the read up on Super Mario Brothers. Let me get my dab ready to go. Hope everybody's doing okay today. It was a busy week for me. I pulled 22 hours in 2 days. That was fun. Because I work a 4-3 schedule. I work 4 days and I'm off 3 days, which works out just fine for me. So that gives me a chance to do everything else that I need to do in my life, including fucking sleep as much as I need to. Because during the week I don't get as much sleep as I should. Hope everybody has some something to drink, something to snack on, something to smoke if that's your jam. I've got a pot of coffee waiting in the wings for me, which is good. We're also going to get into the Outer Worlds today. I've already reinstalled the game. I did that a couple nights ago when I bought the expansion pass. So I have beaten the original game. I'm not sure. I mean, I hope my save file is still in the cloud. And if so, we can continue from where we left, or where I left off, because I didn't play this in my time as a streamer. That's one of the things that I'm working on. Like I play. I'm interested in a lot of different games. What I play continuously kind of changes. Like I really focus one game at a time. But what doing this with you guys and gives me a chance to taste a bunch of other games, and there are quite a few that I am interested in giving a chance. There's I think it's called Dredge. It's a kind of like it's like ostensibly a fishing game. You have your boat and everything, and you go around and you like discover like different parts of different islands and communities and whatnot, and apparently there's a real Lovecraftian element to the game, which kind of interests me a bit. And then there are others, like I do like games with spooky lore. I'm not a gore hound. I could take it or leave. Like if the gore is needed, if it is an integral element to the horror that you are expressing, okay, like if you're doing body horror, there's like especially if you're watching a body horror, there is the understanding that you are going to see stuff, not exactly gratuitous blood and gore, but you are going to see some really fucked up shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm okay with body horror. It gives me the fucking willies, because like in the real world, like that's one of the few things that actually does exist. Like there is body horror in the real world, the disfigurements and all kinds of stuff that can come up just with medical stuff, just random regular body stuff if you ever really think about it. So that usually hits close to home. I also like existential horror, because that's the other thing that really hits humans quite hard, is our mortality and how close we are to it. It doesn't keep me up as much as it used to, but there used to be nights where I would just lay in bed and I would just contemplating my place in time, and not just local time, I mean like cosmic time, and the whole, like, it just existential dread, like straight up just my brain can't go anywhere but in fucking negative spirals, and you're stuck there thinking about all the worst shit for a couple hours until you can finally fucking like hit your brain over the head with a fucking snore hammer or something. Like it's like I said, it doesn't happen as much, but that stuff does suck. But existential dread is something that we can all understand as humans. I think that might be our downfall. Is one day we sat down on a rock and we were thinking about the stars, and all of a sudden we were conscious of the fear of dying, and not just a sudden death, but just the fear of not being here anymore. Sometimes that manifests in like what happens afterwards. Even if we do pass into another realm and we're still us, I think it's different. I think everything that made us human will be mostly gone. Like, you are, at that point, you are a different type of being. If you are still a being, you're not tied by physical constraints. You may not even be tied by time, space, morality, like anything. Like, you just might, you don't know. So I would just rather think of like in the end, it's just the big sleep. That meat computer that you inhabited is gone. And if we are souls, and we do maintain integrity of what we are, the essence of what each of us is, that spark. Yeah, and there's a good chance for reincarnation. It's probably random. That's another thing. And like, what if the Western religions are wrong and reincarnation is a thing, and karma does play a part? You were a bad person in your former life. And now you got to work your way through your reincarnations. There's a running story going through the latter half of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books, where in Arthur's travels, during Arthur's travels, certain small decisions he makes lead to catastrophic consequences for an individual. And because of Arthur's propensity for getting into stupid shit or just wild shit, this poor guy is just run through the ringer as far as like reincarnation goes. And I feel real bad for the guy because there's got to be a lot of pain involved in forced reincarnation. That be like, you don't even get a chance to motherfucking like exist as you are before you're ripped from that body and sent back into the screaming void to await another reincarnation. If there is an afterlife, it's probably a little bit scary. and not at all fucking living on fucking cotton clouds and looking down and watching your descendants completely fuck the planet. Because can you imagine Abraham? Or just all the fucking, like, all the saints, everybody that's in heaven, just like sitting there in the clouds, looking down, watching us fuck all of it up. Look at them. They've destroyed everything, and they do not even care. And they only see what is in front of their face. I could just the absurdity, and the absolute terrifying reality you could derive from taking from thinking about that farther. Like, if that is a thing, I'm rather hoping that reincarnation is the ticket, because it follows the laws of physics. Because energy is, it doesn't disappear. It can only be transferred into one state or another. It can only, like, it's always there. And there's, if there's a well of souls, or like if there, we just go back to the cosmos to await our infusing into something else in the universe. Like, maybe that's it. Like, your eternity is returning to eternity. We're all made of stardust. Then when we're gone, our energy will go back into wherever, and we will go back to being stardust. And I'm cool with that. Sort of like immortality. You just don't have to put in all the work afterwards. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody else's fucking problem. And you know what? If we're in a simulation, then we just go back to being bits until we're called for creation, and that's cool too. We were called for creation the first time. We can do it again. All right. So enough of my rambling. I hope you have everything you need. Let's get to the show. This is. I've been subscribed to him for a long time, but make sure you give this guy a like and a subscribe. Give him some love. He's pretty awesome. This is Brandon Tenold's Cult Movie Reviews, Super Mario Brothers.
I made a picture called Super Mario Brothers, and my 6-year-old son at the time, he's now 18. At the time, he said, Dad, I think you're probably a pretty good actor, but why did you play that terrible guy, King Koopa, in the Super Mario Brothers? And I said, well, Henry, I did that so you could have shoes. And he said, Dad, I don't need shoes that bad.
It's supposed to be one of the biggest movies of 1993. For the first time in history, someone had made a live-action movie based off a video game. And not just any game, but one of the most popular and beloved video game series of all time.
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
But instead of a blockbuster, it became a laughingstock. The kind of movie that usually only gets mentioned as a joke alongside stuff like Batman and Robin, Battlefield Earth, and the 1998 Godzilla. But is the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie really that bad?
For the record, it wasn't a great Godzilla movie, but I liked the movie. I was entertained, and I felt really bad for Godzilla where they hit him in the fucking chin with fucking couple torpedoes. That sucked, and I'm kind of glad that some of his offspring survived, because sometimes fuck humanity. But also, a really fucking good cartoon came out of that movie, and was probably much better than the movie itself, and there's probably some good stuff on YouTube about it. Maybe we'll look down the road. Sorry, beard maintenance.
Let's find out.
Probably gonna get copyright struck for this. What is that?
Okay, so there's a new Mario movie coming out
right,
soon.
right.
So now let's take a look back at the 1993 Super Mario Brothers film. At first glance, making a Mario Brothers movie seemed like a sure thing. After all, Mario was huge in the early 90s, to the point that nobody seemed to realize Mario was kind of a weird choice for a movie adaptation. While the gameplay was fun, story-wise, there really wasn't that much to Mario, and the colorful, cartoony world of the game seemed better suited to an animated film. Other Nintendo properties like Metroid and Zelda probably would have been better candidates for a live-action movie. And I know you're thinking, well, Mario was so popular. Yeah, but Tetris was a popular game too, and imagine if they made a movie of that. And I'm not talking about that Apple TV movie about the making of Tetris, I mean an actual Tetris movie. Then again, I say that, but if they cast Dennis Hopper as one of the blocks, I might have gone to see that. But Lance Henriksen makes a cameo. Sure, whatever, I'll take it. Mario and Luigi prepare to go back, but Daisy decides...
I wonder if there was probably a lot more that was cut.
Means Luigi is forced to say goodbye to both his love interest and the best effect in the movie. Eh, well, whatever. Mario still got his girlfriend, and they even get credit for saving the world.
I call them the Super Mario
Hey,
Brothers.
hey, they said it.
Can't end the movie without setting up a sequel.
They said the
that'll
thing.
never happen.
Right. Very, very fucking angry that didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty angry that didn't happen.
I believe. No, it's probably for the best. The sequel would have just been a Doki Doki Panic movie anyway. There is one part of this movie that was ahead of its time. It includes an after-credits scene. Some Japanese businessmen proposed making a video game about
One
the
second,
events
guys.
of the movie, but
What you want?
yeah, what's up?
Iggy's World. Indomitables.
Maybe later. I'm actually
The Super Koopa Cousins.
Just think, if this were made today, Donkey Kong and Link would show up to try and set up the Smash Brothers cinematic universe. Well, that was really something.
All right.
Still not quite sure it was a Mario movie, but it was definitely something. A live-action Mario movie was a weird choice, and choosing to make it a grumpy, dystopian sci-fi movie was even weirder. Audiences seem to agree with the movie failing to make its budget back despite the Mario Brothers name recognition, and like I said at the beginning, a lot of people who worked on it were embarrassed of the movie and hated the experience making it. At one point, Dennis Hopper reportedly got so mad at the directors he yelled at him for 3 hours and held up filming. And considering
shit.
Dennis Hopper was a method actor, I like to think that the entire time he was yelling at him, he still had his arms in T-Rex mode. It also got extremely negative reviews from critics, with some people calling it...
This is bullshit. I'm an A-list actor.
I am
Arr!
not a misunderstood masterpiece or anything, but it is not even close to the worst he's ever made. Go watch Space Thunder Kids and then get back to me about how bad this one is. Despite the negative reception, though, over the years it's managed to gain a cult following. There's
Very
a
much
site
so.
dedicated
It's a good
to
movie.
remastering an extended version of the movie that incorporates some deleted scenes. So with all of that said,
Ooh.
is Super Mario Brothers a good movie?
I would watch it. I would watch it.
No, I can't really call it good, but I can see why it has a following. Both tonally and plot-wise, the movie's a complete mess, but it is an oddly fascinating one. I think part of the fascination comes from the fact that it seems like it shouldn't even exist. Think about it. We've got a Mario movie that takes place in a dystopian sci-fi land.
Bullet bills.
Where Dennis Hopper walks around with a Simpsons haircut and gets turned into a T-Rex at the end. It sounds like something you'd see in a comedy sketch about a fake Mario film, but instead it's a real movie. And a big budget one with famous actors in it too. Plus, it is the first live-action movie based off a video game, so it does have some historical importance to it. The fact that it's a Mario Brothers movie that just barely resembles Mario only adds to its weird, misguided charm. I can't exactly call
It does
it
resemble
good,
Mario,
but
though.
It is definitely an interesting watch 30 years later. I think the film's legacy was summed up accurately by the film's producer, Roland Jaffe, who said, "It's not that I defend the movie, it's just that, in its own extraordinary way, it was an interesting and rich artifact and has earned its place. It has strange cult status.
It really does.
Agree. For
Yeah.
better or for worse, it does have strange cult status.
Absolutely.
Whether or not the new Mario movie has that in 30 years, I guess we'll see. Well, it's all for now. Until next time.
Yeah, man. Hi, baby girl. Hi, sweetie. Where you at? Hi, pretty girl. Yeah. Where you, my good girl? Baby.
See you later, alligator.
She really is sweet when she wants to be. Yes, you are. But then she'll turn around and sideswipe you. Yeah, make sure. All right, so that was Brandon's cult movie review of Super Mario Brothers. I highly recommend you go and watch the movie. If you're my age, you'll have a greater. No, I can't say that, but it is a cultural time capsule for the time period. I think this was like 91, 92. It's a Jurassic Park release. And yeah, let's see. I think Jurassic Park was 91, right? I hate when it does that. Alright, and I don't really care too much. I think it was like, yeah, they said, I think it was like 1990. No, 93. Excuse me, it was 1993. So this was actually in the sweet spot for most of us playing Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Super Mario 3, Super Mario World would have been pretty big. Let's see. Actually, that is a good question. Alright, so Super Mario Brothers All-Stars, Day of the Tentacle, The Seventh Guest, Secret of Mana, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Mortal Kombat 2, Star Fox, Lucas, Sam and Max Hit the Road, Doom was also out at this time, so that kind of gives you, there were actually some big, okay, so, Kirby's Adventure, Syndicate, Myst, Mega Man X, Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father, I think that's what it was. NBA Jam, hold on, let's see, Sins of the Fathers, yeah. NBA Jam, Sonic CD, Romancing Saga 2, Disney's Aladdin, WF Royal Rumble, Shadowrun, that was, yeah, I remember that. Super Bomberman. Wow, Return to Zork, Samurai Showdown, beautiful game. I love that fighting game. Let's see, Shinobi 3, let's see, Gunstar Heroes, Phantasy Star 4, Super Street Fighter 2, Dracula Unleashed. I remember seeing or hearing about that. Castlevania Rondo of Blood, Virtua Fighter was first out, Jurassic Park, the movie tie-in, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what is that? Tournament Fighters. Oh wow. Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden, Super Butoden 2, FIFA International Soccer, Sonic the Hedgehog, Spinball. Yeah, Spinball. Breath of Fire, SimCity 2000, Last Action Hero. Yeah, I remember seeing that. And Super Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. And what was this? Okay, so that was a Japanese game. I wouldn't have even known what. Yes. So there was a lot of games in '93, and that you can kind of see where things were, and I mean that's not I yeah, the movie fits the time period very, very well. Next one up, so we can switch gears right off the bat. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put the menu back on screen. Disturbing things from around the internet. This is volume 7. I am gonna go and stretch my feet real quick. Stretch, smoke a cigarette, and I shall return shortly. Let me go ahead and put some. It's actually. Yeah, I'll be right back. Pretty good. to stay the fuck away from other people's food, I'll tell you that much. I love him, but he likes to double dip, and I have other cats to feed, you know. He gets his own bowl, and then the other two, because they don't eat very much, they share a bowl. So. Okay, so I'll do another dab in a little bit. I'm actually going to make a peanut butter sandwich here in a minute. Not now. We'll go on to what's next. Let me go ahead and pause this. This is Nexpo. If you aren't familiar with his work, go and check him out. He has lots and lots of videos. And this is Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. How you doing, new viewer? Nice to meet you. I'm Josh with American Gnome Productions. If you're returning, you know what's up. If you're new, there is a schedule for what we've been looking at on screen. Yeah, we're just hanging out. How you doing? Yeah, let's get to it. Maybe I will do a dab. Let me see if it has pass-through charging.
No matter who you are, stumbling upon a mystery or something completely ominous can absolutely pique our interest.
It does.
Something about the darker, more mysterious side of the world has the power to endlessly spark our curiosity as we all try to grasp
These are
whatever it is that we stumble upon in order to make
one
some
of the
sense of it.
5-gram disposables.
Using the internet for ordinary things like
This
social
one's Purple
media,
Punch.
sending
It is
emails,
the
and
live resin
entertaining
version.
ourselves is surely commonplace these days.
We
However,
have the live
the
resin
underbelly of the internet
versions
is
on
right
sale
there under our nose,
at the
and
store.
often hiding in plain sight.
Tobacco Home,
Welcome
Dale
back
City,
to
Virginia.
Disturbing Things from Around the Internet.
Right next to the
This
ABC
is my
store.
series that showcases strange and disturbing internet events and mysteries in a list-like format. If you'd like to get caught up, I have 6 other episodes in a playlist on my channel that'll surely keep you up at night. With that out of the way, it's time, once again, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Oh yeah, let's boogie. Let me. Oh Here we go.
Number 1 on our list involves a post that was made about a year ago to the paranormal board on Reddit. There, a user by the name of Drudagon17 made a plea asking for some input on a few incredibly ominous screams that he'd caught on camera. In his post, titled, "What's Causing These Screams?" he proceeds to say this. "So I'm not really sure what this is. I've had a lot of people tell me different things, but no one really knows for sure. Maybe someone here could help me shed some light. Earlier in the year, I went on a long road trip across the states, mainly visiting the national parks and a few cities along the way. Towards the end of the trip, we found ourselves staying in the small town of West Yellowstone. This appeared to be an ideal base while we explored Yellowstone National Park. We booked into a pretty creepy but cheap motel just off the main street for a couple nights. Me and my fiance had one room, my parents another. On the first morning there, we planned to get up early, catch the sunrise, and hopefully spot some of the local
No, it
wildlife.
doesn't say
So
anything
our
about
alarms were set for 5 a.m.
files.
At about 4:45
So, I don't
a.m., I was
know.
woken up by a loud banging on the door, followed by crying and shouting.
Hmm.
I instantly jumped out of bed thinking the worst had happened. I opened the door to my mom in a state of panic, saying, "There's someone screaming. A woman screaming." There, clear as day, I could hear a woman screaming. It sounded like it was within 100 feet of us. Mom claimed it was happening for the last 30 minutes. We wanted to call the police but had no phone signal, no phones in the rooms. We were the only people about. With this, his post contained a link to an unlisted video on YouTube that gives us a first-hand account at what he'd experienced. In it, we can hear the screaming that he's been asking about, and it's absolutely something that would halt me in my tracks if I were ever to hear this myself.
Take a here. Okay, I know what that is. Alright, so more than likely it's coyotes or a fox. When they're mating, they make that sound, and also like they're always defending their foxholes. They're also I think they're night creatures too. So that sounds like one of those, because I've actually heard that in my backyard before, and I've even when I was young, I used to live in a cul-de-sac, and I was out taking the trash out one night, and I heard it sounded like a baby screaming. It was absolutely terrifying. But I believe it was something giving birth, or something dying, or being in the process of being killed, or something. But yeah, like there are strange things that go bump in the night, and they're just natural things that are making noise when we're not. Although it could have been a lady, but I could be an animal too.
The strange part about this is that there are no direct cries for help, and he addresses this further on in his Reddit posts. There's no "help me," no "get away," nothing.
Yeah.
Just the manic screams of someone or something clearly in distress. Theories have been thrown up left and right regarding this. Some say it could be methamphetamine abuse. Others have claimed it could be someone going crazy. It could be a fox, someone getting murdered, or even a skinwalker. Take that for what you will. Nonetheless, the video still has no true resolution, and Drudagon appears to still be looking for answers. Over on the paranormal board of 4chan, an investigation has been ongoing for about a year now that involves a very strange YouTube commenter community that seems to revel in various uploads of baby monkeys either being neglected, injured, or killed. Large quantities of playlists and videos exist that are solely dedicated to their misery, and they all seem to have quite a sizable audience. One example that I'd like to touch on is this channel by the name of Kill Baby Monkeys. Here, they have a bunch of playlists dedicated to various sadistic topics in relation to baby monkeys, and as we can see, these all have titles such as "Baby monkeys having a bad time," "Baby monkeys suffering," "Baby monkeys are nauseating," "Dead monkeys," "Rotten little vermin make you want to kick them," and you get the picture. Now, most of the videos in these numerous playlists
Gotta make sure I
don't
fucking
explicitly
promote
show animal
my
abuse
shit.
towards monkeys, but rather natural deaths due to other animals, and nature simply being nature. Also in these are ordinary feeding videos, rehabilitation, or those that show neglect by an owner.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be eating anything like that. On the washing, that's
Now
different.
I just showed you a couple of quote-unquote ordinary monkey videos, and to be honest, these little guys are pretty cute. Not gonna lie, I'd love to have one as a
I
pet,
hope they're not being mistreated.
but that's besides the point. Interestingly, quite a few of the people in these comment sections, like we established, think otherwise.
What the
and it's
fuck?
pretty unclear as to exactly why. On this video here,
God
for
damn,
example,
man, like,
Sasuke's George 12.
people are
you see a
fucking
pretty harsh
scum.
roundup of comments. Some well-placed rat traps will take care of him waving his stupid monkey pecker all over the place. Snap. Get that damn filthy thing off the table. Nail it to the table and warm up the jigsaw. It's party time. Death to monkeys. This was just
Yeah, this is
one
fucking
example
rough.
video out of hundreds that just one YouTube account had compiled. With that being said, let's jump over to another video in one of these playlists just to see a few more examples.
I saw a video on YouTube earlier today. I couldn't even finish watching it. Where like I hope it survived. I hope it was okay. But it had apparently stuck its paw like in, or got its claw stuck in the light socket or something. And it was awful, and I couldn't no. You should be severely punished for abusing animals of any stripe. It doesn't matter which animal it is. You should be severely punished for it.
Here's a video by a user named GGGY1004 titled Poor Baby Monkey 2012 2.6. According to the description, this baby was injured by another monkey and looks as if it's being consoled by an elder. Throughout the comments here, we can see a hefty amount of people expressing remorse for this little guy and hoping he's alright. As you might have guessed though, yes, the sadists are here. Would tie its nuts to bars that would teach it. A tormented, tortured, and suffering baby monkey is a joy to everybody who sees it.
What the fuck,
Funny videos
man?
in this
I
collection.
get. Is it? Are you trolling? Like, what the fuck, man?
So, what's up with these people? What's their deal? According to a viewer that reached out to me and the 4chan thread that this is being investigated in, it seems that they all hold a primary hatred towards baby monkeys and none else. Also, they're extremely open about their beliefs regarding them and have this undying obsession over wanting to see them, and only them, either in pain or dead. Theories circulating about this involve some solid points. However, concrete evidence surrounding them leaves much to be desired. Some have floated the idea that these could all be foreigners that simply consider these monkeys as pests, pickpocketing and destroying the structures that they live by. The thing about this is, though, that most of the names of these people seem to be in perfect English. It isn't like Google Translate English either.
Yeah,
It
like
all seems
like they have American syntax.
just ordinary, as if they're natively from an English-speaking country.
Right.
With that
American
being said,
syntax.
a user by the name of Kumbio Boombox on my subreddit explains that this simply isn't a sufficient or substantial, by any means, explanation for the sheer magnitude of the torture fantasies that these people engage in.
Yeah.
A second theory about this involves the idea that sadistic pedophiles could be using these monkey videos as a parallel or proxy to real children. This is sort of tied to theory number 3, which we'll get to in a second, but it seems like these people have this undying vendetta against babies, and babies only. The third theory involves a possibility surrounding the uncanny valley, and how these primates tread in that gray area where some anti-competitor genes might come into play. It seems that these people could be seeing these little guys as some sort of an evolutionary threat, for some reason or another, as primates are the closest genetic relative to humans. Nonetheless, the community surrounding this strange phenomenon is very much still active in various YouTube comment sections, and while it's been shared throughout the past decade or so on numerous websites and subreddits, a true explanation for the reasoning behind this bizarre movement has been unclear.
Like,
and
you
remains
shouldn't
as
even
such
you shouldn't even
to this
have
day.
baby monkeys unless you're a primate expert, like, or you like rehabilitate them, or like, no, like, I don't care what country you're in.
Number 3 on our list involves a Facebook post by a user named Jose de Jesus. In it, he makes a post claiming that, "I just got this image and video, very scary." Attached are 2 photos and 3 videos relating to an extremely high-speed race that was ongoing at night on a freeway. Itching for a bit of context, I did some digging on the situation, and it apparently took place in Cape Town on the Inland Freeway. In the footage that was captured by spectators on an overlying bridge, we can see one of the cars lose control before brutally crashing into the median. While, yes, crashes happen all the time, this one is especially troubling when you consider the fact that the driver was seriously injured in a very disturbingly gruesome way. Before we get on to that topic, however, let's take a look at the crash footage itself.
So, did he lose consciousness or something? Because it looks like he was fine and he just suddenly veered off.
Zet een fucking bier. Ja, hij is in 3. Hij is in 3.
Yeah, there's the motorcycle. Yeah, he just comes this way and comes across and like goes straight into the median. Right. That's fucking crazy.
If we go by the image attached in Jose's Facebook post, we're able to conclude that this wreck happened at upwards of 192 miles, or 312 kilometers per hour. Clearly, a very deadly speed to maintain. With this in mind, watching the video that the passenger in this car took during this race really puts the true danger of this into perspective.
Alright, there was the... That's the passenger that's filming, obviously. Oh. So the guy tried to... Did he try to transfer and he lost control at speed? He tried to switch lanes and... yeah.
Watching both
that's
of
what I
those
meant.
videos were definitely some of the more disturbing things that I've ever seen on the internet. However, none of those compare to the third upload that this guy had in his post. Like we established before, the driver was critically injured in his crash. But how bad actually was it? If this last video is anything to go by, then it's safe to say that he was to the point where I wouldn't even want to be alive. I've seen my fair share of gruesome and disturbing things on the internet, but this one absolutely takes the cake, as I couldn't even watch it for longer than a second. For that reason, I won't be showing the uncensored version to you, but rather this Facebook censored one. In it, we can hear audio of the driver desperately clinging to life as doctors try to help him. In the bits of this video that I was able to peek at, I noticed a huge piece of the car door frame jutting through this guy's head. I could go into further and walk through some detail of this not safe for life image, but just know that this didn't kill him, and he is, to the fullest extent, in critical condition.
Wow.
The situation goes to show that when driving, it's easy to get brave. It's easy to constantly think, crashes? Won't be me. I'm a fantastic driver. I got this. But this type of thing can happen in an instant. These drivers, very idiotically, had absolutely no regard for their passengers or others on the road, and I'm incredibly glad that there were no innocent bystanders or drivers within the car's trajectory, since if there were, this absolutely could have turned out infinitely worse than it had. This fourth entry surrounds a video that was posted to YouTube in 2013. The title of it is, Couple Drowns in Front of Camera. This 7-minute video shows the tragic turn of events that occurred while a couple, a 22-year-old by the name of Haitham Mohammed Dayan and his newlywed wife, whose name I was unable to locate, spend their one-year honeymoon at a pond located in the Bait Boss area south of Sana'a, Yemen. This cell phone footage was taken by Haitham himself as he propped the phone up on a rock to film their embrace. Through the video, everything seems to be going just fine, with the two having what seems like a great time, before Haitham appears to slip. Afterwards, you can see him attempt to cling to his wife in desperation before she's dragged into the water as well. Fighting for survival, the two then try their hardest to make it back to shore together, but that proved to be futile. After about a minute or so of panic and screaming, they both submerge, never to return to surface for the remainder of the video.
Oh, wow.
The unfortunate part of this is that, had they not panicked, then they'd probably have had a chance to both make it back to shore, but in the moment, Haitham desperately grabbed onto his wife and resulted in her meeting the same fate as he. This video goes to show that no matter who you are, you absolutely need to ensure that when spending time in any body of water, whether it be a lake, pond, river, ocean, or creek, it's imperative that either precautions are taken or that you know how to swim on your own, as if this were the case here, this would have undoubtedly turned out very differently.
Yeah. Cool.
This last entry has stuck with me for quite a while ever since I initially discovered it. On August 8th of 2013, a man by the name of Brandon Lawson had gotten into a pretty heated argument with his longtime girlfriend by the name of Ladessa Lofton. Needing some space and time to cool off, he called his dad to see if he could make a 3-hour drive over there to spend the night. Trying to talk him out of it, since it was so late in the night, Brandon embarked on his journey at 11:54 p.m. en route to Crowley, Texas. Just 40 miles later, though, he would suddenly run out of gas. After pulling over, he proceeded to call his brother, Kyle, for help, and once he arrived to assist Brandon, he was nowhere to be found. After searching for what seemed like hours, nothing was found. However, the very next day, the realization was made that Brandon had actually made a sudden call to 911 shortly after hanging up with his brother. In it, we can hear a very shaken Brandon try to explain the situation that he's been caught up in. Have a listen.
9/2013 0:50 and 38 seconds. 911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. We're just cruising some guys over. Right here going towards gasoline on both sides. Not running out of gas. There's one part here. You got to take it to the woods. 3:30.
Okay, now run that by me.
We're not talking to him. I told you ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the call.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Wow.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance? Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
They got the first guy?
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance? Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Tons of speculation and controversy have arisen from this ominous 911 call, but the primary consensus surrounding it is that it's, to this very day, an unsolved mystery. Police, allegedly, were initially hesitant on considering this a missing persons case due to outstanding warrants that were issued for Lawson. They believed that he'd attempted to run off to get away from them and that he'd turn up sometime soon, but, as we know, this was not the case. You see, Brandon had 4 children who his relatives say he'd never abandoned, and coupled with the strange reaction by police, it almost seems to some that this case was somewhat swept under the rug due to police disinterest. Hearing the frantic voice of Brandon play back is haunting. As the video pointed out, it absolutely sounds like he wasn't alone, and being so late in the night, it's chilling to contemplate on what could have really transpired on that late evening, just 40 miles from his home. The underbelly of the internet, like we established, is a very interestingly ominous place. Strange and obscure posts, stories, and articles seemingly pop up every day, and tonight we were able to touch on a few of them. Thank you all for joining me in this 7th installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any other strange bite-sized mysteries and internet happenings that you'd like to see on a future episode, I'd love to check them out. With that being said, thanks once again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all.
I love you too, brother.
And good night.
Alright, be right back. Get some... Mm-hmm. Peanut butter sandwiches are where it's at. Where are we? So, this thing, look at this thing. It's redonkulous. Let's take a look.
Japanese water park was absolutely insane, but how did it get built and what happened to it? Let's look at the story of Aoya right here on Theme Park Crazy. In the late 1980s, Japan was experiencing an economic boom. This time period, known as the Japanese asset price bubble, saw inflated real estate and stock prices, as well as uncontrolled credit expansion. The economy was so powerful that the land underneath Tokyo alone was said to be worth all of the land in the United States.
Damn.
This era was defined by state-of-the-art cars, vibrant fashion, and a slew of ambitious construction projects. At one point, an entire underground city was conceived. In 1987, the Japanese government offered developers sizable tax breaks and loans to those wanting to build local resorts and attractions. Money was seemingly no object, and a number of ambitious projects began development. One of these projects was to be built in the rapidly developing city of Kobe in Hyogo Prefecture. In addition to new offices and living spaces, the city saw notable tourism development on the man-made Bako Island. Originally built to provide more housing for the city's growing population, Rocco Island was envisioned as the city of the future and a major tourist destination. Several malls and hotels were constructed, but the island's most notable attraction was a brand new theme park resort named Aoya. The park's developer will be the Rocco Environmental Plan, a subsidiary of the Seiyo Real Estate Corporation. The idea was not to build an ordinary amusement park, but an entire themed entertainment resort. Among the plans would be an outdoor amusement park and water park, as well as an indoor amusement center and an entire hotel. These plans were meant to help complete Rocco Island's transformation as a major destination for Japan. Shortly after its conception, construction was underway for Aoya. Starting in 1991, the park would see a segmented opening, with a different section of the park opening each year over the next few years. The first phase saw the opening of the Splash Garden Water Park in 1991. This area was known for two major attractions. First was a lazy river named Streamer. Navigating the entire course was said to take between 20 and 30 minutes, assuming there were no traffic jams. This lazy river completely surrounded the next and certainly most notable of the park's attractions, the Super Hooper. Built by Canadian manufacturer Whitewater West, this enormous slide complex housed a whopping 50 water slides.
That is
Yes,
fucking
50.
crazy.
The sheer number of slides intertwined with each other perfectly represented the bubble economy's theme of money being no object. What was even more notable was that no two slides were exactly the same, with each varying in height, angle, intensity, and/or direction. Furthermore, 32 of these slides were body slides, while the remaining 18 required an inner tube to ride. The longest slide of the bunch was 151 meters, or 495 feet. In total, if you added up every slide end to end, you get a total length of 6 kilometers, or over 3.7 miles.
Damn!
To this day, no single water slide complex is said to have housed more slides than the Super Hooper. Even Qatar's upcoming Icon Tower, also designed by Whitewater West, only has 12 slides. Needless to say, an image like this certainly qualifies this place as being Japan's most insane water park ever. Appropriately enough, the Super Hooper became instantly popular, with huge crowds visiting to cool off in the hot Kobe sun. Things were looking great for the park's future developments, but the end of 1991 would see Japan's economic picture take a turn for the worst. Back in 1989, Japan's stock market peaked, with inflation levels red hot. In order to combat this inflation, the Bank of Japan increased their interbank rates. This policy would lead to a downturn that caused the bubble economy to burst in late 1991 and early 1992. Land and property values started to plummet at a rate of around 20% a year. Moreover, banks and financial institutions were left in a state of immense debt, and the same eventually went for the developers of Aoya. Despite the economic calamity, though, the Rocco Environmental Plan pressed on with its phased opening of Aoya. In 1992, the next segment of the park named Dynavox would open. Unlike the Splash Garden, this was an indoor theme park capable of being open year-round. In addition to arcade machines, restaurants, and souvenir shops, there were a number of unique thrill rides that set this building apart from other arcades in the country. For gaming and thrills combined, there was Gazoon, a unique interactive ride experience. The goal of the game was to shoot rubber balls at other vehicles, with points being added for each hit. If you felt like riding something less competitive, you could check out the roller coaster Kitchen Panic. On this ride, guests boarded what resembled toy rockets and went through a cartoon kitchen setting with a Tom and Jerry-esque plot of a cat and mouse chase. Photos of this ride are extremely rare, but the coaster was shown to have a good amount of theming. Another highly themed experience was the Demon's Unexplored Land, an interactive maze that challenged guests to escape the Demon King's labyrinth.
That's pretty
Perhaps
cool.
The most notable attraction, and the most widely promoted one, was the motion simulator Terrabus. The story of this ride centered around deep-sea exploration, culminating in a battle with an undersea pirate. This ride could seat 60 passengers at a time, and use 70mm film to add the ultimate immersion to the ride experience. All of these attractions combined served to further emphasize the city of Kobe as a must-visit destination.
Yeah,
But
hell
there
yeah.
was even more to come. 1993 was by far the biggest year for Aoya, as it saw the opening of multiple segments and notable attractions. First was a brand new amusement park named Dynabon that served as a dry alternative to the Splash Garden. In addition to a double-decker carousel and a 54-meter-tall Ferris wheel, the park was also home to a number of thrill rides. These included a Fabry Kamikaze ride named Twin Dragon, a Host Top Spin named Top Gun, and an ARM Super Bowl ride. For those with lower intensity thresholds, a few more relaxing attractions opened up as well. Also opening in 1993 was the park's canal, where riders could take scenic cruises through the complex. A number of new restaurants opened as well, with some serving high-end meals. Yet another major attraction was a new section named the Ocean Deck, which housed a number of shops and restaurants, as well as a karaoke bar. 1993 also brought perhaps the most high-end addition to the park, an actual marina where people could park their yachts. Just imagine if a Six Flags park had a yacht parking lot. Despite the downfall of the bubble economy, the park proved to be very popular in 1993, drawing a reported 2 million people. This attendance was partially achieved by the park's marketing campaign. To help promote the park that year, officials hired famous comedic trio Dacho Club to star in a series of TV commercials.
Sort of like the old guy from Six Flags. Yeah, you remember the old guy? Yeah.
Or roller coaster in English. In addition, Dynavox will receive a new laser tag attraction named Q's. Unfortunately, this would end up being the shortest-lived attraction in the park's history, because a few months after its opening, an unspeakable tragedy would hit not just the park, but the entire country of Japan. On January 17, 1995, an earthquake measuring 7.3 on the Richter scale directly hit the city of Kobe. The quake was extremely destructive. Over 6,000 people lost their lives, with another 43,000 injured and over 300,000 displaced. It was one of the worst natural disasters in the country's history and is still remembered today. After the earthquake, officials surveyed the damage to Aoya. Surprisingly, according to Whitewater West structural technologist Peter Cooper, the Super Hooper was undamaged, with the water slide still in working condition. However, the park as a whole still suffered significant damage. In many areas, the soil had liquefied due to the quake, compromising several structures. Moreover, there was only one bridge leading to the island at the time. With this bridge being heavily damaged in the quake, tourism to the area greatly suffered. All of these factors, combined with the collapse of Japan's bubble economy, led officials to deem the park not financially viable enough to repair and reopen. The earthquake's tremors lasted for 20 seconds, but in less than half a minute, an entire theme park resort was brought to a sudden and tragic end. On the other hand, many had argued that even if the quake hadn't occurred, Aoya still would have suffered in the long term. One of the next phases of Aoya was to build an entire hotel named the Gatehouse. Even before the earthquake, though, getting this phase off the ground proved to be challenging due to the bubble economy bursting. The project was initially set to open in the spring of 1983.
It does look really nice, though.
However, this date would be pushed to 1984 and later postponed again to an unknown date. The park had the misfortune of opening at the tail end of Japan's golden economic age. The first few years were strong due to its scale and attractions, but eventually the park's development would have hit a wall with its parent company Seiyu at a financial standstill. And even if the park had survived the 1990s, the early 2000s would see the debut of Universal Studios Japan in nearby Osaka. This new, highly advanced theme park was just a short drive away from where Aoya was. Without substantial investments, Aoya would have likely been driven out of business. So what did happen to the land this park sat on? Well, in 2002, a good chunk of it was sold, and it's now the site of Kobe International University. Another area of the former park is set to be transformed into a high-end camping area, or glamping as it's known as. On the other hand, much of the park remains a vacant lot. The large parking garage also
I'm mad that they didn't fucking keep the water slide complex.
Overtaken by vines. A few blocks away, a smaller water park named Decapithos opened, though sadly, the Super Hoover was not reused and was reportedly scrapped. As for the park's other attractions, a few of Dynabon's rides were relocated to the nearby Mosaic Garden. There is some dispute about where the roller coaster was moved to. Some sources say it was moved to Mosaic Garden, but RCDB says it was moved to Lena World. However, it makes sense that it was moved to Mosaic Garden, since that's where the Ferris wheel ended up. Though most of Mosaic Garden's rides were closed in 2012, the Ferris wheel is still in operation today.
Oh wow, yeah, right there at the end of the pier.
Admittedly, photos and video of Aoya remain incredibly rare. People back in the 90s did not have easy access to video equipment, and the park was open for such a short time frame that it's often known as, quote, a phantom theme park online. So special thanks to all of the blogs that have managed to preserve this fascinating park's history. I'll post links in the description. So what did you think about this park?
It was fucking awesome looking. I wish it survived.
What attraction would have interested you the most?
The slide complex.
Comment down below. And now it's
I mean, the whole thing would have been
cool,
cool, but the slide complex would have been fucking dope.
Comments from my previous video and read them out. These comments come from my video on annoying park guests. Andy Garcia says, I actually relate to the first one. I work at Universal Studios Hollywood and once got asked where the Avengers were. The Gold League says, my friend has diabetes and got the disability pass. So on Steel Vengeance, her mom didn't go through the metal detectors and her watch flew off during the ride. AndyBoy68 says, I hate when you're on a dark ride and guests are talking very loud and being obnoxious. Or on a coaster and just yelling stupidly, or if you're on a drop ride for the first time and someone says, here's the drop now. That really pisses me off. LOL, thanks for the video. Egon1 says, this guy casually hiding Sanji from One Piece and Joseph Jojo into the video. And Walter in Detroit says, I had an incident at Six Flags Over Texas. When I was riding Shockwave, there was two people in front of me literally vaping mid-ride, and I breathed it in on accident. If you want to see your words in the next video, leave a comment down below. It's my favorite part. Be selected. Please note, though, that inflammatory or spam comments will not be read. Thank you all so much, and if you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so, once again, at the link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or you can check out my website, themeparkcrazy.com. This is Theme Park Crazy, and I'll see you all next time.
Alright. And now, a special presentation from Nexpo. Also new. See, I try to pick videos that, oh, that's pretty cool. And we'll look at that and I'll throw them up. I don't watch them beforehand because, you know, I mean, why would I deprive myself of that first watch?
Hello everyone. If you're watching this, then that means that the next video is well into production. I do apologize for the wait. I know it's been a long time coming, but I promise it'll be worth your while. I actually have multiple videos in the works right now, but one of the topics that I'm covering is over a series that is way bigger than I thought it was, and I kind of bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but I promise you, it's coming along with another video that I think you're really going to like. It's going to be a follow-up to a series that I started last year, so just let that simmer for a while. If you've been wondering where I've been, no, I'm not dead. No, I have not been taking a break. Yes, I have been working on multiple creative projects in the background with my good friend, Nick Crowley. As you can see, he's wearing a hoodie from Liminal Land, which is a clothing brand slash internet horror story that I've created with Nick, where we're telling the story of a fictional theme park that had a lot of crazy ass shit go down.
Yeah, we're gonna look at Liminal Land.
Is, in my opinion, very creepy, and it's one that we're going to be telling over the next 2 years or so through various pamphlets, documents, analog horror videos, and our own website at visitliminalland.net. If you guys are into ARGs and internet horror stories, then we'd love to have you over there at visitliminalland.net. There's so many like little artifacts and things that we're thinking up like on a dime that we just want to add to the story, just to flesh it out just a little bit.
There it is. Go to
If
it.
you guys would like to check out the hoodies and shirts, we have those available at liminalland.net. Not visitliminalland.net, just liminalland.net. So if you'd like to rock a shirt or a hat or pants or whatever may suit you, we would love to have you over there at liminalland.net or visit liminalland.net. Holy shit, I'm saying that a lot. Anyway, the main reason we're here today is not because of Liminal Land, not because of Nexpo, but because of something else that Nick and I have been working on behind the scenes since about September-ish. It's a completely new venture that is one of the biggest collaborations that I have personally ever done. It's something that we've been putting a lot of heart and soul into. We really do hope you guys like this. It's something that we have always wanted to do, because I don't know if you know this, but I've made a few videos like this. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Nightmare Expo. Today I'm actually on my way to Estes Park, Colorado to check out the Stanley Hotel. The Stanley, if you don't know, is a real-life haunted hotel that's still active to this day. They're unlisted now, but yeah, I tried to do this whole paranormal exploration thing when I first started on YouTube, and I needed that extra layer to it. There was something missing from it, and I think my good buddy Nick was exactly what that was. So him and I are embarking on a whole new journey where we travel across the US to explore the world's most haunted locations and document our findings, because him and I are so goddamn embroiled in like Reddit and online culture that we've seen so many faked ghost videos that we really just want to know. I want to know, Nick wants to know, do ghosts actually exist or is it bullshit? So with that said, I would like to announce this world premiere of my new collaborative project with Nick Crowley, Nick and Ryan.
All right.
Did y'all feel that? Searching for EVPs, so we're gonna try and figure out who this spirit actually is.
I don't we're on the highway.
I've never seen it. You see the cars literally going right there.
I do not like this right now at all. Like, this is seriously making me feel uneasy.
Okay, what do you want to do to us?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's just gonna stay there. Like, yeah, I don't like that at all.
Like that, like that shows me. I know, because as soon as you started saying like, come with us.
Priscilla, are you in here? If this motherfucker is moved even a millimeter of a millimeter. What the fuck? What's that?
Who's here with us right now?
Yo, mama.
I think I believe a little more than I did before.
I definitely believe a lot more.
You sound like before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what? I feel like I'm a believer too, because...
Good copier.
Alright, I'm a skeptic now. Yeah, you're a skeptic. Actually, I believe less now after this.
All right. Oh, there's still more.
Yeah, I agree, Nick Crowley. That was really cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. We would love to have you over there at youtube.com/@NickandRyan. Once again, that's youtube.com/@NickandRyan. We have multiple videos already in the pipeline, so content will be updated there regularly. If you're interested in checking that out, we'd love to have you over there. Once again, the last time, it's youtube.com/@NickandRyan. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know it wasn't an orthodox video, but I just wanted to fill you guys in on where I've been, what I've been doing, and where I plan on going here in the future. So if anything I've talked about today gives you any sort of excitement, then that's a win for me. So I love you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me and being so patient with me. It really does mean a lot, especially trying to get so many different projects out in a timely manner. It is kind of hard sometimes, but you guys are very understanding, and seriously, thank you so much for that. All right, so I won't keep too much of your time. Once again, for the millionth time, thank you.
Alright, so I am subscribed over there, and I will check it out this evening and see what's up.
I love you all, and good night.
There we go. I feel much better. All right. So that is let's see. That was I didn't know that was going to be a promo for a new video or a new series. I did. I will check them out. And let's put that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here as far as videos go.